In Bogotá, the capital of Colombia, the vibrant nightlife pulsated with energy. Brilliant lights from clubs illuminated the streets, while rhythmic Latin music echoed through every corner of this dynamic city. Valentina Trespalacios emerged as a shining star within Colombia's electrifying club scene. Her natural charm and exceptional musical talent drew crowds wherever she performed. Each venue she graced became a hub of energy, with her name emblazoned on promotional posters promising an unforgettable night. However, beneath this dazzling facade lay a harrowing tale that would send shockwaves through Bogotá and beyond. Born on December 16, 2001, Valentina's upbringing unfolded in the vibrant heart of Bogotá. Her childhood was marred by family turmoil following her parents' divorce, which left her and her brother, Daniel, in the care of their mother. She became a steadfast pillar, juggling multiple jobs to provide for her children, a testament to her unwavering dedication. This sacrifice and resilience deeply influenced both Valentina and Daniel, instilling within them a strong sense of determination and responsibility that would shape their futures. As time went on, Valentina's family took a new turn when her mother embraced love again. Soon after, two little angels, a boy and a girl, joined their family, creating a lively home that Valentina and Daniel welcomed with open arms. Amidst this evolving family dynamic, Valentina's passion for music and the vibrant nightlife began to flourish during her teenage years. At just 15, she took her first steps into the world of nightclubs, discovering a stage where her talent could truly shine. A pivotal moment occurred when Valentina turned 17, as fate intertwined her path with Pablo Silva, a visionary businessman. At a lively party, Pablo's discerning eye recognized the untapped potential in this passionate young woman. After several meaningful conversations, Pablo extended an offer that would change Valentina's life forever, an opportunity to try her hand as a DJ. Without a moment's hesitation, she plunged into learning with unwavering dedication. Over the following months, Valentina dedicated every spare moment to honing her DJ skills. As her connection with Pablo deepened through regular exchanges, the young talent made remarkable strides in her craft. By 2019, Valentina had completed her training and earned a professional DJ certification, a testament to her relentless efforts. Pablo, unable to conceal his admiration for her natural talent and commitment, took on the role of her manager. With his extensive network in the entertainment industry, he secured her first professional performance contracts at Bogotá's most prestigious clubs. However, the relationship between Valentina and Pablo extended beyond mere professionalism. As time went on, their feelings blossomed into a romantic relationship that spanned 3 years. Even after their eventual separation, they remained close friends, with Pablo continuing to support Valentina as her talent manager. Guiding and fully supporting Valentina's artistic journey, the following years saw her career flourish dramatically. Her natural beauty and innate musical talent captivated audiences, propelling her into the limelight. Valentina possessed a unique ability to read and connect with the crowd's emotions, quickly becoming one of Colombia's most sought-after DJs. She graced the prestigious stages of Bogotá and Medellín, with each performance drawing large crowds of enthusiastic fans. In parallel to her music career, Valentina ventured into modeling. Her stunning looks and distinctive style caught the attention of the fashion industry, unlocking new opportunities even as her career soared. Yet Valentina never forgot her roots. She generously used her earnings to support her mother and siblings, often bringing gifts and treating them to outings at movies and restaurants. This unwavering devotion only heightened her appeal to her fans. In early 2022, as Valentina's career was reaching new heights, fate led her to a man who would irrevocably alter her life. Through the Tinder dating app, she encountered John Poulos, a 34-year-old American. Despite the age difference and the language barrier, they began to converse. Although John struggled with Spanish, he relied on online translators to bridge the gap. This challenge, however, did not hinder their burgeoning relationship. Enamored by Valentina's beauty and charm, John demonstrated remarkable persistence in their communication. He shared stories about his life in Texas, his work, and his passions. Valentina, in turn, offered glimpses into her DJ career and her life in Bogotá. Within weeks, their exchanges deepened. Messages flew back and forth daily as they discovered more about one another. John's interest in Valentina's career was particularly keen, as he frequently inquired about her performances and future aspirations. After several weeks of online communication, John suggested they meet in person. With Valentina scheduled to perform at a festival in Mexico, they recognized the perfect opportunity for their first date. Nestled between Colombia and Texas, Mexico served as a convenient meeting point. When they finally met, the initial impression was promising for both, despite the language barrier. John was drawn to Valentina's charm, while she was intrigued by the idea of connecting with an American. They quickly discovered shared interests. John was captivated by Valentina's beauty and vibrant energy in person, and she admired his gallantry and generosity. Their time in Mexico was filled with exploration and connection. John accompanied Valentina to her performances, where he marveled at her professionalism and the magnetic way she engaged the audience. Together, they explored the city, indulging in local cuisine and visiting iconic landmarks. Their first meeting unfolded seamlessly. Their connection grew so strong that both decided to extend their stay in Mexico, ultimately spending nearly 2 weeks together. During this period, their initial online acquaintance blossomed into a genuine romantic relationship. After returning from Mexico, Valentina Trespalacios and John Poulos made the decision to continue their relationship despite the miles that separated them. John, financially capable and eager to maintain their connection, frequently traveled to Colombia, where Valentina resided. During these visits, John's generosity captivated not only Valentina, but also her entire family. He showered her with expensive gifts, treated her to lavish dinners, and orchestrated extravagant outings that left a lasting impression. His financial support extended beyond material gifts, reaching into Valentina's professional ambitions. Even when John couldn't be in Colombia, they stayed connected through video calls and messages. They exchanged stories about their daily lives, shared dreams of the future, and envisioned travels together. John often expressed admiration for Valentina's burgeoning career in the music industry, encouraging her ambitions. Yet, as time went on, the first signs of discord began to surface. John's anxiety over Valentina's work in nightclubs started to grow. He began demanding frequent video calls, particularly when Valentina was at work. This scrutiny made her increasingly uncomfortable as their relationship evolved. Details surrounding John's past, which Valentina had been blissfully unaware of, began to emerge. It became clear that he was a recently divorced man with 3 children. His marriage to his ex-wife had ended in January 2022, mere months before he crossed paths with Valentina in 2018. An unforeseen tragedy struck when one of John's sons was diagnosed with cancer, casting a shadow over their relationship. The immense pressure stemming from his child's illness and the challenges of raising 3 children began to take a toll on John's demeanor. According to his ex-wife, John became increasingly aggressive, a shift that ultimately led to their divorce. During the tumultuous process, a darker side of John emerged. He had transferred all their joint marital assets into an offshore trust, leaving his former family without financial support. Moreover, he refused to pay child support, showcasing a blatant disregard for his familial responsibilities. These unsettling truths from John's past remained hidden from Valentina for a significant portion of their relationship, as she only recognized the persona he carefully curated. To Valentina, John appeared to be a successful and generous man, one willing to go to great lengths for her. Yet as time progressed, his controlling and jealous tendencies began to surface, gradually unveiling his true nature. The relationship between Valentina and John started to fracture. Initially drawn to her fame and success, John now found these very traits to be sources of jealousy and suspicion. His controlling behavior became increasingly pronounced. John insisted that Valentina video call him whenever she attended events or performed, demanding to know her whereabouts, who she was with, and even dictating her clothing choices. This oppressive behavior left Valentina feeling stifled, as she cherished her independence and freedom within her professional life. Although Valentina's family had initially supported her relationship with John, they began to voice their concerns, even as they still viewed him as her protector. John's evident obsession and his controlling nature cast a shadow over Valentina's life, creating a persistent sense of unease. By December 2022, the situation had escalated to a breaking point. Exhausted by John's suffocating control and relentless, unfounded suspicions, Valentina resolved to take action. She knew she needed to end this toxic relationship. With each passing day, Valentina grew increasingly aware of how invasive and harmful John's behavior had become, slowly suffocating her personal space and freedom. Faced with the harrowing prospect of losing Valentina, John resorted to actions born of desperation. In a chilling confession, he disclosed that he had hired a private detective to tail Valentina, who, according to John's claims, had confirmed his suspicions of her infidelity. The accusation ignited a fierce argument, leaving Valentina with a sense of deeply wounded pride. She felt her personal life and trust had been violated in the most profound way. With unwavering conviction, she denied the baseless allegations, fully aware that John's erratic behavior could shatter their relationship. In a swift shift of tactics, John began pleading for Valentina's forgiveness, vowing to change his ways. He announced a life-altering decision to move from Texas to Colombia, claiming that being close to her would help him conquer his insecurities and jealousy. John insisted that proximity would mend their broken relationship. He expressed a desire to marry Valentina and create a happy family together. This unexpected proposal and his apparent readiness for significant life changes struck a chord with Valentina. After much contemplation and swayed by her emotions, Valentina chose to give their relationship another chance. She agreed to cohabit, hoping that their closeness would help resolve the issues plaguing them. In early 2023, John set his plan in motion to relocate to Colombia. On January 19th, he arrived in Bogotá, renting an apartment in a luxurious complex for 4 days. This brief rental period would later raise eyebrows among investigators. On January 20th, John rented a gray Volkswagen Jetta. He helped Valentina move her belongings into their new apartment. Valentina, filled with excitement for their new life together, shared a video call with her mother, offering a virtual tour of their new home. Later that night, the couple ventured out to the Night Nature Club. At the club, Valentina was scheduled to perform as a DJ. Witnesses observed the couple together, appearing joyful and slightly tipsy, though not drunk. However, some witnesses noted John's jealousy as he noticed Valentina receiving attention from other men in the club. Valentina's last known public appearance took place late on January 20th, when she and John returned to their apartment. Surveillance cameras captured the couple entering the building together, unaware that the events of that night would soon spiral into tragedy. The events that unfolded during the night of January 20th into the early hours of January 21st remain the focus of an ongoing investigation and trial. Yet, through careful analysis of evidence and witness testimony, a likely sequence of events has begun to emerge. Forensic examinations later revealed that Valentina died on Saturday, January 21st. The autopsy revealed a grim cause of death: strong neck compression and blunt force trauma. Valentina's body bore numerous bruises, particularly around her neck, face, and forearms, alongside scratches found inside her mouth. The brutality of the attack was evident. Valentina was discovered clad in her nightgown, implying that the assault likely occurred while she was either asleep or preparing for bed. This detail could explain why she was unable to defend herself effectively. The investigation hinted at a dark motive behind the crime: jealousy. John Poulos, the perpetrator, was likely aware of Valentina Trespalacios' relationship with another man, Santiago Luna, which had begun in November 2022. This knowledge could have ignited John's fury, leading to tragic consequences. It must be noted that these revelations stem from evidence collected during the investigation. The full scope of this harrowing incident would only be revealed during the trial set for January 22, 2023. Around 2 p.m., a homeless man, scavenging for valuables near El Dorado International Airport in Bogotá, stumbled upon a horrifying sight that would change everything. While sifting through trash bins in search of anything valuable, he encountered a large blue suitcase. Its unusual weight aroused his curiosity, but also a sense of foreboding. With trembling hands, he attempted to pry open the suitcase. It was sealed tightly with multiple layers of tape, evoking an uneasy sensation within him. Nevertheless, his curiosity pushed him to cut through the tape. What he uncovered was a haunting image that would stay with him forever. A white garbage bag soaked in fresh red blood, a grim testament to a brutal crime that demanded to be unveiled. Realizing the gravity of the situation, the homeless man swiftly alerted the authorities. Police arrived promptly, cordoning off the area. Upon their thorough examination, a young woman's body was discovered within the suitcase. Among the items found was a small black box containing personal effects, including a student ID and national identity card. These crucial documents quickly confirmed the victim's identity as Valentina Trespalacios. The revelation of Valentina's death sent shockwaves throughout Bogotá. A large-scale investigation was launched immediately, mobilizing dozens of police officers and investigators. They painstakingly collected evidence and began questioning potential witnesses without delay. The urgent priority was to reconstruct a detailed timeline of Valentina's final days. Investigators reached out to family members and friends within Valentina's inner circle, meticulously tracing her last contacts and plans in the days leading up to the tragedy. A troubling detail quickly surfaced. Valentina had been absent from a significant performance at Club Deserve on the evening of Saturday, January 21st. This was particularly alarming, as it was an event she had anticipated and never missed in the past. This sudden absence marked a pivotal moment in the investigation, signaling the tragic end of a talented young woman's life. Among the key witnesses was Valentina Trespalacios' manager, Pablo Silva. Pablo reported an unsettling inability to reach Valentina for an entire day, an occurrence that was alarmingly out of character for her. It was he who first contacted Valentina's mother, delivering the devastating news of her death. The police soon turned their attention to gathering video footage. They scrutinized surveillance cameras from the vicinity where Valentina's body was discovered, as well as from locations she had frequented in the days leading up to her disappearance. Special emphasis was placed on footage from the apartment complex she shared with John Poulos. An analysis of Valentina's mobile phone, recovered alongside her personal belongings, unveiled a troubling pattern of missed calls from Pablo and others. This only deepened the mystery surrounding her sudden disappearance in the early stages of the investigation. The investigators soon zeroed in on John Poulos, Valentina's intimate partner, who was the last person seen with her alive. His abrupt departure from Colombia, on the very day her body was discovered, only intensified the suspicions surrounding him. As the police broadened their inquiry into Valentina's death, John executed a meticulously crafted escape plan on January 22nd, the same day authorities uncovered the victim's body. John boarded a flight to Panama, his actions reflecting careful preparation and intent. He deleted all his social media accounts and switched off his mobile phone, effectively severing all potential lines of communication. Carrying $7,000 in cash along with multiple bank cards, John was clearly equipped for a protracted evasion. His escape strategy was a testament to his sophistication and cunning. Upon reaching Panama, he had mapped out a route that would take him next to Istanbul, followed by a final destination in Montenegro. This choice was no accident, as Montenegro's lack of an extradition treaty with Colombia offered him a crucial shield against prosecution. To further obscure his movements and complicate law enforcement's pursuit, John astutely purchased tickets for various routes. In addition to his Istanbul ticket, he held a flight to Sao Paulo, Brazil. Remarkably, all these tickets were acquired with cash, a strategy that significantly hampered any attempts to trace his financial transactions. This series of suspicious maneuvers swiftly positioned John Poulos as the focal point of the investigation, elevating him to the status of prime suspect. In a prompt response, Colombian authorities issued an international arrest warrant for John, also announcing a reward of 20 million Colombian pesos, approximately $4,500, for information leading to his capture. The chase for John Poulos transformed into a global hunt. Colombian police collaborated with Interpol and international law enforcement agencies to trace his movements. Thanks to a series of coordinated efforts by the authorities, John was apprehended at Panama's airport. The dramatic arrest occurred just moments before John was set to board his flight to Istanbul. Authorities found a substantial amount of cash and several credit cards in his possession, with particular attention drawn to the visible scratches on his face. Investigators were intrigued, suspecting these marks could indicate a struggle between John and Valentina. His explanations for attempting to flee proved unconvincing. He insisted he was merely escaping from the modal gang. John Poulos, the main suspect in Valentina Trespalacios' murder, attempted to shift the blame, attributing her death to a shadowy organization he claimed was truly responsible. However, investigators quickly dismissed his testimony, finding it irrational and riddled with inconsistencies. John's arrest in Panama marked a significant turning point in the investigation's trajectory. This pivotal event not only thwarted his escape from justice, but also opened the door for investigators to gather crucial evidence and conduct a thorough interrogation of the suspect. Just one day after his arrest on January 26th, John Poulos was extradited to Colombia. As soon as he set foot on Colombian soil, he was swiftly escorted to court. There, he faced formal charges for the murder of Valentina Trespalacios and for concealing evidence. January 26, 2023, marked a dramatic return for John Poulos to Colombia, where his arrival in Bogotá was met with heightened security measures. Police forces and a swarm of reporters lined the airport, anticipating the moment the murder suspect would be escorted off the plane. The first images captured of John after the extradition process revealed a man bearing noticeable scratches on his face. These injuries, reinforcing earlier observations made during his detention in Panama, quickly became a crucial piece of evidence, suggesting a violent struggle between him and the tragic victim. Upon arrival, John was taken directly to a detention center for preliminary questioning. During these interrogations, he maintained his innocence, repeatedly asserting that he was fleeing from a gang. However, investigators soon uncovered glaring inconsistencies in his narrative. In response, John's lawyer launched a defense strategy focused on alleged translation issues, claiming their client was unable to fully comprehend the nature of the charges due to a language barrier. This tactic seemed designed to prolong the legal process and establish grounds for potential future appeals. Meanwhile, as police interrogated John, they diligently continued to collect and analyze evidence, an essential component of the ongoing investigation. Among the key pieces of evidence was footage from surveillance cameras located in the apartment complex where John and Valentina lived. The video revealed that on January 19th, John had brought a blue suitcase into the apartment, which later emerged as a critical tool in the crime. On January 20th, cameras captured Valentina Trespalacios and John Poulos entering the building together. This was the last sighting of Valentina alive. The police scrutinized footage from the early morning of January 22nd, where John was seen struggling to push a heavy blue suitcase covered with a blanket on a cart. He loaded the suitcase into a rented car, his obvious difficulty hinting at the significant weight of its contents. Subsequent surveillance revealed the car's route through the city, culminating in a stop at the location where Valentina's lifeless body would later be discovered. This video evidence became pivotal in establishing the timeline of events and John's connection to the heinous crime. Forensic analysis provided further insight, confirming that Valentina had died from strangulation. Numerous bruises and scratches painted a picture of a brutal struggle. Experts suggested that Valentina fought back, leaving marks on her assailant, which aligned with injuries found on John's face. This evidence, coupled with John's hasty departure and inconsistent statements, laid a solid groundwork for the prosecution in the case of Valentina's murder. As the investigation unfolded, new details about Valentina's private life emerged, shedding light on potential motives for her murder. Authorities discovered that since November 2022, Valentina had been romantically involved with a successful businessman, Santiago Luna. Santiago, who resided in a luxurious penthouse and owned an array of expensive cars, represented a stark contrast to Valentina's tumultuous relationship with John. This affair had been kept secret from John, yet suspicions arose that he may have become aware of it just prior to the tragedy. Analysis of Valentina's communications with her friends revealed her intentions to end her relationship with John. She voiced her concerns about his controlling nature and expressed doubts about their future, primarily due to their significant age difference. These revelations allowed investigators to formulate a hypothesis regarding the motive behind the crime. The possibility that upon learning of Valentina's plans to leave him for another man, John acted out of intense jealousy and rage. The significant age difference between John Poulos and Valentina Trespalacios led investigators to form a chilling hypothesis regarding the motive behind the crime. It was believed that, upon learning of Valentina's intention to leave him for another man, John's heart erupted with intense jealousy and rage. On January 28, 2023, the first court hearing in the case against John Poulos unfolded. This trial quickly captured the public's attention, becoming a highly publicized event across Colombia. During the hearing, John faced formal charges for the murder of Valentina Trespalacios and for concealing evidence. Prosecutors did not shy away from highlighting the brutality of the crime, presenting critical evidence to the court, including damning surveillance footage and autopsy results that painted a harrowing picture of Valentina's final moments. In response, John's defense team quickly resorted to delay tactics. They filed complaints alleging that their client had been illegally detained at the Panama airport, claiming violations of his rights. They further insisted that translation issues had arisen, arguing that John did not fully comprehend the nature of the charges against him. John Poulos's demeanor in the courtroom sparked significant concern about his mental state. His inappropriate smiles surfaced at moments that demanded solemnity, leading the judge to issue stern reprimands. Observers interpreted this behavior as a blatant disregard for the court's authority and the gravity of his circumstances. In their arguments, prosecutors painted a chilling picture, suggesting that the murder had been meticulously planned. They highlighted the short rental period of the apartment, merely 4 days, a detail that starkly contradicted his assurances to Valentina Trespalacios about a shared long-term future, especially given the severe charges he faced and the intricate international aspects of the case. The trial promised to be protracted and riddled with complexities. Under Colombian law, John faced a daunting potential sentence of up to 45 years in prison if found guilty. Valentina's tragic murder reverberated throughout Colombian society and beyond, igniting crucial discussions about women's safety, toxic relationships, and feminism. Numerous civil organizations organized events to honor Valentina, amplifying awareness of violence against women. These gatherings shone a spotlight on pressing issues surrounding safety on social media and dating platforms, particularly since Valentina had met John through Tinder. In the wake of her untimely death, there were urgent calls for improved security measures on such apps. Her death marked a pivotal moment within Colombia's entertainment industry, catalyzing significant changes and prompting a reevaluation of safety practices and equality. And thus concludes today's case. What are your thoughts on this tragic event? Please share your insights in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.